What's happening, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Really excited for our call tonight. We're going to get started in just a second. Excited to see all of your faces. What's up, Sarah? What's up, Christina? We got a really cool call lined up for you guys tonight. Excited to get started with it. Real quick, though, if you have brand new promoters who just joined us over the last couple of weeks or the last couple of months, shoot them a quick message. Let them know we're going to get started. And for those of you who are brand new, really excited for you to be here, really excited to share some fun information, have you hear just some really cool things about how we share ketones, how we grow this business, and we're gonna get started momentarily. So before we do though, in the chat, you'll notice if you're new to Zoom, on your phone, if you click it, you'll see a little button that says chat, and you can type comments and you can respond and ask questions. If you're on your computer, it's just a little box that has a bubble that says chat. Tell me where you're from. And tell me how long you've been part of Prove It, whether it's been a couple days, a couple months, a couple weeks, a couple years. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Nick Martinez. I live out in Minnesota. I've been drinking ketones now and sharing them for 6 years. It's actually been 6 years as of 2 days ago, August 31st. Used to be a full-time airline pilot. I was introduced to this conversation by a flight attendant friend of mine and her husband. And at the time, I didn't know anything about ketones, didn't know anything about ketosis, but my friends were excited about it. They called me one day and said, Nick, you got to be part of this. You've got to share this with others. It's going to change the world, and we're going to create a really cool business together. Here we are 6 years later, and it's done just that. It's allowed myself to walk away from flying airplanes, my wife the ability to not go back to work after our second daughter, Juliana, was born. Chrissy, we call her Keto Boss Babe, is actually upstairs right now, putting Callie, our 8-year-old, and Juliana, our 5-year-old, to bed. So really just excited to be on here with you guys. What's up, Alexis? 2 months from California, 1 month, Sharon, 8 months. What's up, Jackie? 3.5 years. Joy, 2 weeks. That's super awesome. Brenda from North Carolina, what's up? Good to see you on, Brenda. Brad, what's up from Pennsylvania? A week ago. So much fun. So if you haven't already, share where you're from and share how long you've been with us. And if you have the ability, throw your camera on so we can see your face. I see Linda, I see Junior, I see Christine, Jenny, Yolanda, Sharon, Barry, a whole bunch of you. So throw your camera on if you're decent and clothed. And that way we can see your faces and interact a little bit more. What's up, Brenda? All right, so before we get started and kind of go into some of the training, I have 2 amazing ladies who are going to share with you a little bit tonight and just be part of this training. And before I talk, I'd love for them to introduce themselves so that you can get to know them a little bit. They're an amazing part of your community, and they've been drinking ketones a long time as well. So first, let's have Sarah. Her name's Sarah Ramos from Boise, Idaho. What's up, Sarah? Just share with us a little bit who you are, where you're from, and how long you've been part of this community.
Hello, everyone. Like you said, my name is Sarah Ramos from Boise, Idaho. Hi, Joy. My husband and I have been drinking and sharing ketones for over 5 years now. Prior to drinking ketones, I was a 7th grade math teacher, lost in my purpose, connected with Prove It, saw the vision, and it is our why now. I love being a part of this community. My husband and I get to do this full time. We have a 2-year-old baby girl named Indy. And let me tell you, thank goodness for ketones. If you have a 2-year-old, you definitely need ketones. So that's a little bit about me, and I'm super excited to share tonight.
So awesome. Thank you, Sarah. It's been so much fun to be part of your journey. I can't believe it's been 5 years. That's crazy. The next person that's going to be sharing and supporting this training is Christina Martinez Williams. Happens to be my sister, but I'll let her share her story rather than me. So Christina, what's happening? How's it going?
Hey, everyone. Like you said, I'm Christina Martinez Williams. I live in Fort Washington, Maryland. It's about 30 minutes from the capital in DC. And I've been drinking ketones for 5 years, but I've only been sharing them for about 3.5. I was really slow to get started. It took me about 9 months to say yes to Nick. And then I was drinking it for a while first. So I wanted to lose some fat and lose some weight. People were asking me if I was pregnant when I was 8 months postpartum. So I finally decided to give this a try. And from doing so, I've lost 34 pounds of fat and 10 to 12 pant sizes, and I'm only 5 feet tall. So that's meant a lot for me. And it also, now I have 2 daughters who are 5, almost 6, and 1 who's 7, and they are with me all the time. So I have 2 jobs also from home, and am doing this part-time as well. So when I am up in the morning, I need the energy, I need the focus, I need the patience to be with them. And then when they go to sleep like they are now, then I want to get so much more done, and Ketones really help support that. So I'm excited to be here with you guys.
Super awesome. Well, excited for you to be here as well. It's kind of fun. It's one of those stories where sometimes your family is the most supportive, and sometimes they're the most skeptical. So one of the things we're going to talk about tonight is sharing this with people around you, right? Is how to reach out to your mom, your dad, your sister, like I did in the very beginning, and also how to understand that some of them might be ready for a change, might be ready for better. Others might not yet be. And just to tell you a really quick story, right away, the first people that I called were my mom, my dad, and my sister. And my mom and my dad, they kind of felt like they had to support me. So they went online and bought a whole bunch of ketones. They were excited about it, and they decided, okay, we're going to do this. And my sister was the other one that I called, and she was not the same. She wasn't ready for it. She wasn't looking for a change. She was skeptical. And it took her about 9 months before she heard from my parents how great it was to join. So I just share that so that you may have family that's like, woohoo, let's do ketones together. You may also have family that are like, not interested. And that's okay, right? It's not required to build the business. And what's most important is that you give them space and allow them to come with you. Where Christina came with us 9 months later, started drinking it, and then a year later decided, hey, I want to share this too. And now she has an amazing business that's helped a lot of people with ketones. So we have a lot of really great, just basic information that we want to cover tonight. The goal is not to overwhelm you with information. The goal of this is really just to create an awareness of what kind of our ecosystem of Prove It and ketones is, and then give you some action steps that you can take right away to start getting this into people's mouths. Because one thing that you might start to think is, oh gosh, I have to know all of this, or oh, I got to do this. And a lot of times we get into this paralysis of analysis situation where we're so overwhelmed that we don't do anything. So we want to give you a little bit of a high level, a little bit of like, okay, these are the ways that you can plug in. And then at the same time, we want to give you some very usable phrases that you can use, not necessarily scripts, but wording that you can say to people around you. Also help you with how to post on Facebook, how to utilize the social media that you do have, and then how to run forward in our compensation plan so that you can get your ketones for free and you can start earning rewards and commissions. So I'm going to share my screen here in just a second. Where the heck did it go? And hopefully, if I can get the technology to work here, I think it just quit on me. 1 second. And there we go. Maybe. There we go. It's working. Let me pull that over here. We have a couple slides because I know some people like hearing voices and hearing stories, and other people would prefer maybe just to actually be able to read something and kind of see it go from there. So let me do this and click a button on my end. And we're going to have Christina kind of kick us off.
Killa.
It looks like Nick might have gotten kicked off. Let's see if he can come back. We're gonna look at these slides, and we're gonna first just look at what it means to get plugged in. And I remember when Nick first told me plugged in, I didn't understand what that meant. I was like, plugged into what? What are you talking about? So Prove It has a lot that we offer as a company, as well as our team. We offer a lot on a regular basis that you can plug into, that you can engage into, that you can learn from and get regular training in. And it's all free of charge. It's nothing like that you have to go pay for or be a part of. And there's bunches of places to get plugged in. So one of those first places are applications that we can download from our app store on our phones or on your devices. And the three that those are, and as soon as we get this slide up, you'll be able to see what they look like. And if you haven't gotten these yet, these are great apps to add right now. If you can, while you're listening, go to your app store and add these three apps. If you type in Prove It and search Prove It, you'll be able to find Prove It TV, Prove It Pulse, and Prove It Everyday app. So those are the three apps. Thank you, Coach Rebecca, for writing down the apps for us. So those are the three apps: Prove It TV, Prove It Pulse, and Prove It Everyday. So Prove It Pulse is the pulse of everything that's going on in our community. So it is where you'll find where there's promotions that are going on. It's where you'll see what calls are going on. It's where you'll see, like this call is in the Prove It Pulse right now that announces this. Whatever calls that are happening are going to be pulsed there. There's different leaders that have the ability to broadcast videos, broadcast information into that. So our team will be able to be fully connected there. And it is a great resource. Not only does it have that, it also has the ability for you to check and see what, go directly to your account. You can go all the way to your profile and check into your account. You can also check at it's called activity. It's the second little button over, and it allows you to see notifications of when someone's watched the campfire video that you've sent them. You'll see that later, where that is. But when someone's watched that, when someone's ordered something, when someone cancels their smart ship, activates, you'll see all of this information come through there. And then you can also even engage with people on your phone through that. I think we are coming back, and you'll be able to see what the icons look like. So the apps are those three that I talked about. So the Prove It Pulse app is really the lifeblood of everything. You can also go to all your websites from there. You can also check, you can go directly to your account. You can check on your reward system, everything. The second thing is through the team system. So we have Facebook groups that we have as a team, and then there's Prove It corporate groups. So the two groups that are Facebook groups are the Better Starts Here, and those are for everyone who's an active promoter. And there's a lot of training, there's a lot of resources. Kind of just go in there and look around, press buttons, look in the guides, look in the files, look through the posts. You can find a lot of stuff in there that's saved, and you can use anything in there. There's also better before and better photos that are in there that you can use. Anyone who has stuff in there has given all of us permission to use their photos, to use whatever is in there. So there's tons of stuff there. Also, the Prove It, the VIP Prover community is for current promoters as well as promoters, like prospective promoters, people who are curious about being a promoter. You can plug them into that group and they can see a bit of what's going on. It's also where we do a lot of celebration for people who are sharing this with others. The last section of where you can get plugged in is Prove It Corporate. So this is company wide. And the one group is called Prove It Promoter. It's for all active promoters. And this is where you'll see a training every single Saturday, a live training that is with someone who's leading in the community, and you'll be able to hear a training from them. It's saved, it's live, and then you'll be able to go back and watch it whenever you're able to. Drink Ketones daily. Actually, also in Prove It Promoter, you'll be able to see lots of guides. There's lots of trainings that are saved in there. You can also search using the magnifying glass, and you'll be able to see the trainings that are from past playbooks, from past events, from past anything. Really, if you want to see a training on it, you can search in there and you'll be able to find lots of training. And then finally, the Drink Ketones Daily is for customers, and then all of us are as well. So there's regular coaching in there. This is a great place for customers to feel a part of something bigger and also to get the support that they need. And this is where also, actually that's on another place that's not listed, but the Wednesday question and answer with the doctors is a great place. It's on the Prove It Facebook page, the corporate Facebook page. And that is also another great place to plug in and to continue learning, as well as to send people when they have medical questions. I know that my doesn't look like I'm seen on the camera, and that's not a problem, but I want to make sure that I'm being heard as well. Nick, can you clarify that you can hear me?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's see. So now where do we go to find all these other resources? So those are great places to plug in on a regular basis. We do have, each of you are probably in a team called, and there's a team call weekly. There's also a monthly call with all of our larger team and those, and then the Saturday training, and then regular stuff for you to plug in. That will be found on the Better Starts Here group. There's a calendar that you can see. You can also reach out to the person you're connected to and find out what's going on a weekly basis. These tools and resources are so huge. They're full of information. So like Nick said, this is to tell you where they are, not to tell you to go watch them all right now, because there's so much. So if you go to cloud.justprovet.com to enter your account, and then you scroll down on the home page, you're going to see resources. And this, where it says resources, thanks, Nick. This is where you can go, and then it'll open up to that screen that's on the left-hand side, and you'll be able to access tons of guides, tons of videos, tons of pretty much anything that you need help finding is going to be there, and it's searchable as well. The challenge.com/go, that is a resource that is available for customers as well as us as promoters. It has so much information in that little place, including guides. So if someone wants to know how to do the 10-day challenge, or how to do the reboot, this is a great place to send them, because it has step-by-step guides and helps them have something at their fingertips that they can also utilize. And then the final one is the Prove It TV app, which you can also access just by going to provetv.com. I believe is the URL. And when you go here, I love to just search. So I use this all the time when people ask me questions about menopause, for example, and what ketones can do to help them, or why they will help them in menopause. So doesn't say menopause in one of the videos, but hormones is a part of a video. And there's a video about that. So there's videos about tons and tons. Often if you just put ketones and in the search bar, a lot of videos are named very simply: ketones and energy, ketones and exercise, ketones and performance, ketones and cognitive health. It's easy to find lots of great information to share and to add value to your customers, as well as to people who are interested. So this is a great resource. Also, there's the Inspire On videos that are on the front there. And that is where lots of provers are sharing their stories, and there might be stories that would really relate to your customers. So it's a great place to learn and connect people to. Finally, this is setting up your website. So a lot of you probably have already set up your referral code. If you have not, there is a resource, and anyone can send it to you, that gives you a step-by-step process of how to do that. It's really simple to do. And then that's something that you want it to be easy to use and recognize and remember, because it's what you're going to always share. And these are the most often used your websites that you have access to as a promoter. They're already set up for you. All you're doing is putting your referral code in front of the parts in blue. So you have your challenge.com site. That brings you directly to the campfire video, which I'm sure that will be discussed later. It also will let people to fill information in and eventually take them to the second step, which is to look at what the challenge itself is and how to order it. And then the shopketo.com is the catch-all. It's everything that we sell, all the products, all the information is accessed through this website, and it's very user friendly, and it lets people, it's an easy place to send to people because they can kind of shop around and see what things are at. The third one is to become a promoter. They have just updated this it's really great how they lay out side by side the two options for promoters of promoter packs, and it's really colorfully dynamic and helps people understand what are the differences between these two packs. So that's a great place to send people when they're ready to become a promoter. And then finally, the Reboot Kits. This rebootnow.com site has a video that explains the reboot. It also has a ticker that counts down the number of days that the reboot is available. And then it allows people to enter their information if they're interested in doing the reboot. It doesn't connect directly to order the reboot, but it's a great place to send people to tell them what it's about. Shopketo.com is the best place to send them if they're ready to order it. All right. Those are all the resources.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Christina.
You're welcome.
So the purpose of that portion is just to create awareness of all the tools and resources that you have. Your job over the next year is to get familiar with them. Okay. Your job over the next month is to do about what we're going to talk to you about. So your job isn't to go and like watch videos every night. Your job is actually to talk to people, introduce them to ketones, be excited, create curiosity. We're going to teach you the process and the system. The resources that you do need to be aware of specifically right now is exactly what Christina just covered, which was your websites. You're going to hear us reference the campfire video. Hey, send them the video, send them the video. I sent them the video. What's the video? It's the campfire video. If you go to challenge.com, or if you go to your referral code specifically.challenge.com, that's what links it to you. We all have a unique referral code. Mine is Nick. Yours might be sararamos.challenge.com, or if it hasn't been customized yet, it might be xyz123.challenge.com. That's where you're going to send somebody that can watch our 4-minute explainer video, right? Or you can send them to shopketo.com with your referral code in front of it, and that's where they're going to go to order. So I just want to make sure that's clear. You guys understand that. If I ever say, what's your referral code? It's the part in front of challenge.com. It's the part in front of shopketo.com. I only ask that so that we can make sure that if we're sending a website for you or working with you and somebody that's thinking about it, we can make sure they get to the right website so that you get credit and connected to them for the order. So now for they're truly like the stuff that really matters when it comes to earning free ketones, when it comes to earning rewards, and when it comes to helping other people get started and feeling better. It's really, what is our system? What is the process for sharing? And we have a very basic framework that if you learn to follow these 3 steps, it's a 3-step system, you'll see that it's not that complicated. It's simple, and you can absolutely do it no matter where you are, whether you're brand new in this, whether you've been in here for 3 years, whether you're comfortable with social media, whether you don't like social media, whether you're tech savvy, whether you're not tech savvy. It doesn't matter. If you follow this system we call ACE, it works really well. So to share it with us a little bit more of that, Sarah is going to go into the details of exactly what ACE is and kind of how to follow that process. So I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully it doesn't kick me off again like it did last time. And Sarah, take it away.
Hello, everyone. I am super excited to share ACE. So when you get started with sharing ketones, it can be a little bit overwhelming, but the play that works is ACE. What ACE stands for is attract, connect, and then enroll/experience. So we're going to go through each of these, and it's going to be the foundation of how you're going to build your business. There's a lot of cool things that Christina just talked about, but if you do ACE every single day, this is what's going to maximize your business and maximize the compensation plan. Let's talk about how to attract someone. There's so many ways to attract, and we have social media. If social media is your jam, awesome. There's so many different ways to attract on social media. If it's not, no worries. There's some other options we'll talk about after social media. So on social media, you have Facebook, you have Instagram, you have Reels, you have TikTok, you have stories, you have all of these things that you can be sharing your story. And if you don't have a story yet, the amazing thing about that Facebook group that we have is you can share somebody else's story. So the more times you share your story and someone else's story, the faster your business is going to grow. So one way is going to be social media. And remember, you're just piquing curiosity. So I don't want you to throw everything out there with your link on there, because then people think you're trying to sell them something. And also when you're doing that, you don't know who's interested in ketones. So if you do just a piquing curiosity post, let's say you say, this drink has given me energy to clean my house and to shed 5 pounds. Who has not tried this drink yet? I didn't put this like in the front of my picture. I didn't put a box of ketones. I didn't put a flyer. But what I did is I just piqued curiosity, and maybe someone else wants to clean their house super fast. Maybe someone else wants to shed 5 pounds of fat. So now I'm going to have a follow-up list where people are going to say, what is it? It's a drink? Are you doing a diet? Like, I want to clean my house quicker than I am. I want to lose some weight. And so you're piquing curiosity on social media. So social media is just one way to do that. And we will talk about how to share your story in a little bit. Second way is wearing the conversation. This hat right here is absolutely amazing. I had someone at the airport on our way home from Kentucky say, so what happens if I drink ketones? And sometimes I forget that I'm wearing it, but I'm wearing it all the time. And so it makes the conversation so much easier when I have a shaker bottle, when I have a hat on. So then it just piques people's curiosity without you even starting the conversation. People will ask you because a lot of people have tried the ketogenic diet and maybe it wasn't a success for them, or maybe it was, but they know how it feels to feel their best, or maybe they want to feel their best. And so they've heard of keto. So when you wear something like this, people will ask you. And so we're still in the attract part. So we are piquing that curiosity. So wearing the conversation is another way. Another way to do it is to call or to text the people that you care about. When I first got started, my mom supports me in everything that I do. And so she didn't even have to know what it was. I called her and said, Mom, I'm drinking this powder. It's called ketones. Like, I have no idea what it's going to do, but I'm going to tell you right now, like, I feel really good and you're going to order some of this. And she did. And so call the people that you care about, because we all know that this is the solution that people need to have better in their life. Whatever that looks like for them, they need to have ketones in their life. They need to have our community. And so the people you care about, call them, text them, voice clip them. That's another way to attract. Lastly, a way to attract is to have a vendor booth. So these are examples of some trial packs, which we're going to talk about those in a little bit, that I do at a vendor booth. So a little hack. So if you are on social media and you are out there attracting people with the conversation, you're out there attracting them with your water bottle. Maybe you're at the restaurant and you're like, hey, would you mind filling this up with water? I just need to shake up my ketones really quick. More than likely, they're going to say, what are ketones? Like, you're just piquing their curiosity. But a little hack is friend them on Facebook. Because when you friend them on Facebook, maybe they're not ready to get started with ketones now, but maybe as they watch your story unfold, maybe they will be ready. So first part of ACE is attract. Those are different ways to attract. Second thing that you're going to do once you've attracted someone and they've asked like what it is, and now they have questions, you're going to connect. We have so many tools and resources to connect. And one thing that is amazing is connecting them to someone that knows more than you do about ketones. What I like to tell people who are just getting started is when they have a question, they say, that's a really great question. My friend Sarah has been drinking ketones for 5 years. I'm going to connect you with her, and I cannot wait to hear the answer to some of these questions that you have. We're going to learn together. So then it's not weird. You're not using weird language around it. You're literally just connecting them with someone who has been doing this longer than you. And so it's third-party validation. I don't know about you, but when I tell certain people to do something, like let's say my sister, I'll tell her over and over, you should do this, you should do this. And then her best friend tells her you should do this. And then all of a sudden she acts like she's never heard of it before. I'm like, I've been telling you to do that for 5 years. So we need that third party validation. So connecting them to a person is amazing. Some other tools that we can use for connection is the campfire video that Christina was talking about. You can find that on Prove It TV. It's also linked into a lot of our different links. And it's a great connection video that's going to explain what ketones are, so we don't have to be the doctor. So I highly recommend using the campfire video as a connect. So whenever someone has a question, you say, that's a great question. You pause so you don't word vomit all over them and try and tell them all the science, all the research that you know. Instead, what you're going to do is you're going to use the connect. So I'm going to give you a couple more connect tools that you can write down. So a person, the campfire video, Prove It TV, which Christina went over, which is absolutely amazing. That's what I use 90% of the time. We have Dr. Facebook Lives that are every single Wednesday. They're at noon Mountain Standard Time, but it's a Q&A for 30 minutes where you can ask anything that you would like to. But then what they do is they timestamp those So you can use that as a resource too. So if someone says, am I able to drink ketones with XYZ? You're not the doctor. You go find that time-stamped one, forward them that video and say, fast forward to 5 minutes and 20 seconds, and that's going to answer your question. So again, that's doing the talking for you. Inspire on videos are absolutely amazing. Again, you'll find those on the YouTube, you'll find those on the Prove It TV, but those are personal testimonies that you can use on what ketones have done for people. And then just inviting them to a call like this, but one that's for guests. So if you have a team call, we have like a Wednesday night call that we do. You can invite your team to something like that so people can share their testimonies. And that's also a connect. And then lastly is going to be the enroll experience. So when you are enrolling them, maybe they're ready to get started. And so ask that question. Say, are you ready to get started? Some people really need you to ask in order for them to actually get started. People sabotage their success all the time. So it's the power of the ask. Are you ready to get started? Awesome. Would you like to get started as a customer or a promoter? You probably think right away that they're going to want to be a customer, but we can't take that from them. If they want to be a promoter, we want to plant that in their mind that there is a business opportunity here as well. So do you want to be a customer or do you want to be a promoter? From there, what we're going to do, and if you've connected them with another person, you're in a three-way chat. So the people that got you started are helping you with this process as well, which in my opinion is best case scenario, because then you have that support and there's that third party validation. Talk them through the smart ship, how to get started. People need to know what to order. So I always start with, let's get you started with a 30-day supply. And so a 30-day supply would be 3 10-day drink ketones challenges. And then I suggest some support products. So I usually suggest the Mitoplex and either the Reboot or the 24 Fast. If they are kind of hesitant on that and that's too much, you can go back to, okay, let's just try it for 10 days. And now they can get started with the 10-day drink ketones challenge. Maybe they're not ready to get started and order online at all. Awesome. You have 5 and 10-day trial packs that you can fall back on to be able to enroll them into an experience. So that's attract, connect, and enroll. And then lastly, make sure you're enrolling them into our community. So as soon as they decide to be a customer or a promoter, let's make sure that they have the support from our different Facebook groups. So we plug them into those resources. I'm going to turn it over to Nick.
Awesome. So that's the basic system. If you learn to follow that, if you learn to keep it that simple, attract, connect, enroll, like you can really boil down everything that we do is in one of those 3 steps. Whether you're wearing a t-shirt out in public, you're posting on social media, you're creating attraction. And then it's not about handling objections. It's not about being salesy and being able to sell this. It's about connecting them to tools, resource, and people. Remember, the connect might be 5 times. You might connect them to a video. You might connect them to a person. You might connect them to a Zoom call. You might connect them to an article. Like you might have to say ACE with the stutter. Like, I mean, I know some of you who've enrolled, you've probably seen 18 things before you made a decision. We have a brand new promoter that signed up in the last couple of days, and she's been drinking ketones since a year ago. And she's been on 3 or 4 Zooms. She's been connected to different videos, and now she's here. Well, it's just about finding the right timing and finding the right resources that might resonate with the individual. So remember, it isn't just show them one video and boom, they're ready to go for life. It's let's connect them and really get them to see what this is all about and to see our community at large. And then the enroll and experience piece is really just let's help them get an experience of our product and then kind of move forward, like help them really see what our community is all about. So that to me is super powerful, and Sarah did a really good job of explaining that. So the next question I get a lot of is like, how do we make money? Like what's the business actually look like? And I would just want to touch on this briefly. We have some videos that you can check out inside of the Facebook groups that have been mentioned. Hey, there you go. There's a picture of it right here. Inside of Better Starts Here, there is a video that I have that explains this Go Challenge in detail. So you can go watch it there. It's actually also in that 1% Better Go guide. It's in a few different places. This is probably the easiest place to access it. But in the beginning, what we want to make sure that you do is start earning your free product. How do you get free product? Simple steps. Number 1, make sure that you have a smart ship set up yourself. If you have a smart ship, that accesses you to our free product program. Number 2 is let's go help you find 2 customers that are ordering on a smart ship each month. As long as you have 2 customers that are ordering on a Smart Trip each month, you can earn Prove It Bucks and you can utilize them for your Smart Trip. How many Prove It Bucks do you use? Their Prove It Bucks essentially are free product credit, and they're going to take the largest of your customer orders. So whatever customers that you have ordering, the 2 that order the most, they're going to take those 2 orders and they're going to average them out. Let's say one ordered 2 boxes for $200, one ordered 3 boxes for $300. They're going to average them out and they're going to give you 250 Prove It dollars, which will go into your account on the first of the following month. And then they will be applied to your Smart Trip as long as you have the requirement met of having 2 active Smart Trip customers. So that's step number 1, right? Now, what we want to do is help you hit Go Pro in the first 14 days and Go MVP in the first 30 days from the time that you start this Go Challenge. And the Go Challenge, you'll see a green button in your cloud. You don't have to press it. It will start itself when you enroll your first customer or 14 days after you start. One of those 2 things will trigger it. So if you signed up yesterday, 14 days from yesterday, it will start automatically. If you enroll somebody today, it will start when you enroll them. And then you're going to have 14 days to hit what we call Go Pro and 30 days to hit what we call Go MVP. To hit Go Pro, you need a minimum of 2 customers and 1,000 in points. It's a fancy way of saying every box that you sell, every product that you sell has a certain amount of points attached to it. And you need 1,000 points. 800 of them have to be direct to you, meaning you have to have enrolled them personally. And that extra 200 can come if they refer somebody. And that's in the first 14 days. If you do that, you're going to get a $250 bonus. You're also going to get 100 Prove It Bucks, which basically is free product credit. If you hit MVP, which is doing the same thing again, 2,000 points instead of 1,000, it's all cumulative. You're going to earn $500. And then if you hit Go All-Star by helping 5 people hit MVP, you're going to earn $1,000 if you do that in the first 4 months. So I went through that kind of fast. Don't worry about the specifics at the moment. No, let's take action and let's help people start getting some ketones. You're going to find these tracked under the weekly bonus in your rewards tab, and you're going to see where it says Go Pro. So to track it and to see what's going on, just click on Go Pro. You'll enroll a customer. They bought 2 boxes. You'll see, wow, I've got 100 or I've got 160 towards my challenge. Well, then boom, you enrolled somebody else. Now you have 200. So you're 20% of the way there. Let's go get another person. Look at that. You enrolled a promoter that bought one of the packs like you came in with. And now you've got 500 more points to that. So now you're at 700. You're only 300 away from Go Pro. And now you log in and you'll see a little orange bar. You put your cursor over it, tap it with your finger. It will tell you, you have 732 of the points of 1,000 that you need. So now you need a couple more boxes. So just allow it to unfold, take massive action, and know that, hey, Prove It's putting a carrot out there for you of $250 to take action right away. And then an additional 500. So 750 total if you earn both of these in the first 30 days. Which is really, really powerful and super. I mean, we all want to earn extra money with this. So step number 1, let's get your free ketone. Step number 2, let's go after Go Pro and Go MVP. Now, you might be wondering, well, how do I find these people? How does this go? You heard Sarah mention a second ago our trial pack system. And by a show of hands real quick, how many of you got started with one of our promoter packs, like the Brand Builder Max pack or mini pack? I see a lot of you. That's awesome. The purpose of these packs is not for you just to drink all the ketones, right? It's to get it into people's hands. So Sarah, talk us through a little bit how we do trial packs, what this means, and I guess why we use these.
Amazing. Yes. So some people are not ready to pop on your website and order. Some people want to try some different flavors first. Some people just don't want to order a box. Maybe they can't afford it. Maybe they don't see the value in ketones. So they don't have an experience yet. So the nice thing is that we have a solution for them. We have product that they can try. So here's an example of like a caffeine-free bundle. I do 5 different flavors. If you do not have 5 different flavors, that does not mean that you cannot do trial packs. You can do 3 of one flavor and 2 of another flavor, and that's completely fine. These are some different examples of what you can sell them for. I sell mine 5 for $40, 10 for $75. I don't charge for shipping, and so I include that in my shipping. You make it personal to you, whatever works for you. You just have to know that you don't want to end up losing money on it. And you don't want to have people just come to you for ketones every time, so you're their keto dealer. What I like to do is my prices are 5 for $40, 10 for $75. So now when they go to order the 10-day drink ketones challenge, they get 20 servings for $99. people are stoked and they are excited to pop online and order for $99 because they're getting a really good deal. So it makes it so you're not their keto dealer. If you are making it less than what they can get it for you on the website, then they're just going to keep coming to you for ketones. And that's not going to be our purpose of it. So with our 5-day trial packs, you can mail them out, you can drop them off. When I drop them off at somebody's house, I put them in a little flamingo bag like this. You don't have to have things like this. I have people PayPal or Venmo me, and then I set them on my mailbox sometimes, or I'll put them on their front doorstep. Inside of it, I put my business card, which looks like this. You don't have to put a business card in there. And then I put a little thank you in there as well. So little thank yous that look like this. And the reason why I do that is because I want to collect their experience. I want them to know that I value them, that I'm excited for them to get started with ketones. So in the thank you, I typically write something like, I am so excited that I get to be a part of this journey with you. Shake this up with water and let me know when you try your first serving. Okay. Know that half the people are not going to message you when they shake up their first serving. So what you want to do when you have a trial pack, and this is something great to put in your stories. This is part of the attraction as well. It's great for you to put on TikTok. It's great for you to like tell people like, hey, I have a trial pack if you want to try a couple different flavors to get started. But you want people to know that you care about their experience. I personally mail mine from home. It's a lot cheaper if you mail them from home. So I know Nick does this too, but you just buy little bubble envelopes on Amazon. You put your ketones in there and you put a little card and you put your thank you card in there. Or if you don't have that, you can put a little sticky note on there and say, I'm so excited to collect your experience. You can keep it simple. You can do whatever it is that you want to do with it. But I promise you, it will build your business so fast because it's creating momentum and you're having something to talk about. So you're having something to post. One more thing about trial packs that I love to do is if you're doing the mainstay flavors, which is what I highly suggest that you do if it is a brand new person that has never tried ketones before, the last thing you want to do is have a person that's never tried it fall in love with Life's a Peach and then they don't bring Life's a Peach back. So you always want to have the mainstay flavors in your trial packs. And at the same time, whenever they do a flavor drop, you always want to snag a box of that because your existing customers that you have, you can do a trial pack and then you can throw in maybe a sweet jam or a hibiscus lemonade or a Life's a Peach or something to make it super exciting. So then they want to continue getting trial packs from you because that might just get them re-engaged to want to drink ketones again because they got to try a new flavor. So trial packs are amazing. Remember, the power is in the follow-up. So make sure that you write their name down, whatever system works for you. We have a Rhino tracker that you can use. You can write it on a piece of paper. You can put it in your notes. You can use an app, whatever works for you, but make sure you follow up and you ask them, what flavor did you start with? Are you feeling the energy, the focus, the appetite suppression? Be a part of their journey because when you follow up, that's when they feel like you care about what it is that they're experiencing.
I love it. I love it. That's so it's so fundamental to what we do. Think about it this way. If you want to cast the largest net possible, you have to give as many people the ability to experience ketones as you can. Think of it when you go to Costco. I don't know if you guys go to Costco. I love Costco. Pre-COVID, I was a free sample fiend and I would go sample everything and it usually worked on me. I'd go buy that stuff. Obviously it works because that's why they have them there. People try it, they buy it, right? Now, I walked by plenty of things that I bought, but I also walked by a lot of stuff that I didn't buy until I actually tried it. So think about that. If you give somebody the opportunity, now we're not giving away for free. We're teaching you to sell them so it creates a perpetual business. So you're not out of samples within a week. We're creating a way for you to fund more samples and more samples so your inventory can grow. We don't inventory full boxes to go and deliver to people. We inventory samples to get into people's hands so they can experience it and want to keep buying. So a lot of times at Costco, you take that little free sample, you eat it, you walk about 10 steps, you're like, oh, that was good. Then you turn around because you're hungry, you go back and you grab what it was next to the lady and you put it in your cart, right? Because it works. So that's part of our system, and it's amazing. And when we have new flavors, I always want my customers to buy the new flavor, but some of the customers would be like me walking by it in Costco. Once they get to try 5, they're hooked. And now when Sweet Jam comes back out, they're gonna be buying 4 boxes of it because they never want to be without. So that's the magic in that. And don't overthink it. Like Sarah said, I was really simple in the beginning. I literally went to the dollar store and I bought manila envelopes. I got 7 for $1. You can buy cheaper on Amazon now, but that's what I did. And I literally would just put the ketones in there, nothing else, until I learned, oh, I can do other things. And if I deliver like a 5-serving trial pack, it's usually in a little Ziploc bag, right? And I'm just handing it to them. Now, you can be definitely more creative and fun than me, but just know you don't have to be, right? So thank you so much, Sarah, for going through that. And I'm telling you guys, that is a huge piece to what we do. Now, I really, this next part is really huge, and I'm excited for Christina to talk about it. But before she does, I just want you to think, right now, you've probably had 5 to 10 people, maybe 15, run through your head who you're like, okay, they need this, they need this, they need this. And you're probably thinking, I got to reach out to them, but maybe you're a little bit nervous about it. What do I say? How do I do it? So we want to walk you through what you're going to say to those people. What do you call your mom and say? What do you call your dad and say? We're going to give you some words. But at the end of the day, I want you to be you, and I want you to be excited. So remember that. But Christina, why don't you take us through this? You're muted.
Sorry about that.
No
this is the place where it all happens, where we get to connect with people and go through that ACE process. So the first step, like it says here, is you are figuring out who are those people? Who are those people that have come to mind as we've been talking tonight? Who are the people that have been coming to mind as you've started as a promoter that you haven't talked to yet? And these are the steps you can take. So there's some language on this screen. You can use this language, like Nick said, make it your own, make it sound like you, because people otherwise would be weirded out. Why are you talking like that? That's not normal. So who are they? First, make that list. If you haven't made that list, make that list now, right now, while we're in this training, before it's over. Make a list, 5 to 10 people that you can reach out to, even directly after this Zoom, so that you can get started sending them a message. Step 2 is sending them a message. So I know that not everyone that I talk to, I'm going to start by sending them a message. It depends on how you normally communicate with that person. If you normally call that person on the phone, but you never text them, don't text them, call them, pick up the phone and call them. If you normally see them in person and you never text them or call them, see them in person. Make a point to go to their house with a ketone packet in your hand and talk to them about what you found, what you're experiencing. If you normally text them, text them. If you've never texted them before or messaged them before, it's fine. Text them a message or whatever feels comfortable to you. Whatever you're going to do is what's going to be the best. So you're going to send them a message, and you can start with, hey, so-and-so, how are you drinking ketones yet? What do you know about ketones and ketosis? Those 2 questions, either of those 2 questions are going to be the questions that are easiest to say and can happen wherever you are, even if it's somewhere where you don't know the person yet. But this is the list of people that you are talking to that you already know. Start with the people that you know are going to be like Sarah's mom, who she knew that if she called and said something to them, they are ready to listen, because we want to start and celebrate. We want to celebrate our success. And it's not necessary to start with the hardest people. Sometimes I think we say, oh, I want to talk to this person, but I don't feel comfortable to do that. Start with the people that you're really comfortable with. Step 3 is you're going to say OMG or whatever you say. I don't say OMG, so I would say something else. I would say, these are amazing. I've felt such and such since I've started drinking it. So I've felt amazing energy and focus and better mood since I've started drinking them. And I've dropped 34 pounds of fat. If I send you a short video explaining it, so that's that campfire video we were talking about, would you check them out? So this phrase right here is key. If it's not necessary to write down all of these words, but do write these words down right now that I'm saying. So if I ... would you ... So if I send you a short video explaining it, would you check them out? You can use will too, but I like would because it helps people feel like it's a possibility and it's not something that they have to do. And would helps give people that they have to say yes or no. And often if you're just asking them to check it out, especially if they're these first people that are on your really warm list, like you feel good with them, you like them, they like you, then they're probably going to say yes to this. And most people will answer this question, or they'll just not respond. And that's okay too, that you still ask the question. The last step then is to ask them how they want to get started. So Sarah said this really well when she was talking about the E in ACE. And she said that she asks them, do you want to get started as a customer or promoter? So if they say customer, you can answer that. They can answer that. And you can offer them a 5 or 10 day, especially if there's someone who's right here. And if you just got one of those promoter packs, this is a great way to use your promoter pack and ask them if they want to try it. Maybe you're reaching out to them and you can give them that option, but they also are going to experience more, we know, through the 10-day challenge or through starting with a box or 2 or 3. So that will help them get started. And then you can, if they're not ready for that, then you can say, I also have some trial packs of 5 or 10. Which one would you prefer? Then that'll give them that option to go. So you can start with the trial packs, but you can also start by just asking them how they want to get started, customer or promoter. The biggest questions then, so my daughters have been teaching me a lot about this because I'm at the pool every day and I see people at the pool every day, and they do too, who these are strangers, but who I've also not been strangers anymore because I've been there with the pool with them. And it's the same questions. Are you drinking ketones yet? If I were to send you a short video explaining it, would you check it out? And then grabbing their phone number if I don't have their phone number yet, because I've just been talking to them in this space that we always connect in. That is how we share ketones. And then you follow through those steps that Sarah talked about earlier. This is the attract and the connect and the experience. So this goes through all of them actually in all 4 of these.
I love it. It is that simple. And honestly, this, like, if you take nothing from this training, but this little section here, it's how you're going to start. Like, it's just the process. So one of the things that you're going to find though, is people will ask you, how are you feeling with this product? What has it done for you? Or maybe you're trying to put up a post on social media and you're trying to articulate the benefits that you've had from ketones. And sometimes, like, they're so powerful. And raise your hand if you've had a cool experience with ketones. Like, if you like them a little bit, maybe they've changed your life somehow, or you've had more energy. Type in the chat, like, what have they done for you? Energy, focus, fat loss, sleep, mood. If you lost a few pounds, like, share. Because how do you articulate that? How do you share that? And we actually have a simple framework that will help you do that. I want to go through it very quickly. We've actually done like an hour-long training on this, which is really powerful. You can check out, but we're going to do it in like 3 minutes or less. And really, it's just understanding the format and understanding how to articulate that so that people lean in and say, oh my gosh, how do I get that, rather than lean away. So Sarah's going to take us through really our simple system for how to kind of share your story.
Perfect. And like Nick said, we're going to go through this super fast because all of our stories are different. And I love that my before and after picture just happens to be on this slide. So when you're telling your story, what I want you to write down to get started is before. So how did you feel before you got started with ketones? You can make a really, really, really long list of how you felt before you started ketones. And when you go to share your story, just choose like 3 of them. So you can be changing up your story every single time, because it's important to share your story weekly. So for me, I could say before ketones, I was a teacher working 70 hours a week, lost in my purpose. Before ketones, I was hiding behind layers of clothes because I was ashamed of what my body looked like. Before ketones, I was warming up my coffee between class periods just to have enough energy to get through the day. Before ketones, I was only seeing my husband in passing because we each worked 70 hours a week and never even got to have breakfast together. So those are some of my like before ketones. So this to me is the most important part, because a lot of people right now need ketones and they don't feel their best. So they are going to relate to you when you talk about your before, because when you talk about your before, they're going to see a piece of their story within your story. It's going to give them hope to get out of where they're at and get to where they want to go. So the before is so, so, so important. So I would get more detailed. Remember, no medical claims at all whatsoever. So make sure you're keeping to the benefits on the box. You're talking about focus. So if you had like brain fog, if you have mom brain, if you didn't have any energy, you can talk about your physical transformation. So how you felt physically. Those are all things you put in your before. So now, since drinking ketones, how do you feel since drinking ketones? Make a whole list of how you feel now that you're drinking ketones. And again, when you go to tell your story, choose 2 or 3 of them to put in that specific story. So mine could be, I haven't had coffee in 4 years because I don't need it. I lost all my baby weight and some. I rocked a bikini this summer. I would have never done that in the past. I get to stay home full time with my husband, not missing a milestone of our baby girl because of ketones. I wake up excited to start my day. I go to sleep fulfilled and excited about what I'm doing with my life. So make a list of what you're doing now that makes you feel good. Have you lost pounds of fat? Have you lost inches off your waistline? Are you able to get on the ground and play with your grandkids? Are you able to sleep better at night? How has your mood changed? So write down what it is. And then lastly, what are you most excited about moving forward? So for me, I'm most excited to inspire other people to step into their better, whatever that may look like for them. And so what is it that you're most excited about? Maybe you haven't hit your goal yet. Maybe what I'm most excited about is seeing 100 pounds down on the scale. Maybe what you're most excited about is fitting into that wedding dress. Whatever it is that you're most excited about, and then put it all together. So before ketones, XYZ, whatever it is that you felt, since drinking ketones, how you're feeling now, and what I'm most excited about moving forward. So that is how you share your story.
I love it. I love it. Take note of that. Just remember that format, because you can make that in 30 seconds. You can make it 3 minutes long. You can make it a 3-sentence Facebook post, and you can make it a whole like page-long Facebook post. So that's just, it's a simple format to follow. And notice what you heard from Sarah. You heard her tell stories. It isn't just, hey, I got energy from ketones. Well, what did that look like before you had ketones? How did that energy show up differently in your life? It wasn't just, I lost fat. Well, like, how are you feeling as a result? Did you buy new clothes? So think about those things, because these stories are what people will latch onto and say, oh, I want more of that. I need to feel that way. So let's kind of pull all this together here, because I mentioned before, kind of the first goal is to hit GoPro, Go MVP. And the question is really, all right, after this Zoom, what do? We just threw a lot of information at you. Your brain might be swimming a little bit, and we don't want you to leave here feeling like you don't know what to do. So I want you to kind of fully have a plan and know. So actually, I want to help you just put this in 3 simple steps. Okay, so step number 1, if you're taking notes, write this down. Step number 1, who are those people that are your, closest people? Who are the people that you love the most, you care about the most? Like my mom, my dad, my sister, my buddy Greg, who's a pilot, my buddy Floyd, who is a pilot, who I called immediately, and my good friend Liz, and my good friend John. Like those were the 7 people that I called right away, the first day, and just said, hey, I found something you're going to love. Are you drinking ketones yet? So who are those people? Let's reach out to them. And remember, once they say, no, what is it? You're sending them a video. And then don't worry about having to answer their questions. Connect them with who you're working with. Who's your sponsor? Who's your support team? Whoever you're working with, let them help support you through this process. Okay, that's step number 1. Step number 2 is we're going to post about your experience with ketones. So what Sarah just described is your story. We're going to have you take a selfie with a shaker bottle, or just a selfie of you feeling great with a smile on your face saying, oh my goodness, haven't felt this great in ages. And then you do your before, your better, and what you're excited about. Man, just 3 weeks ago, I was coming home from work, dead tired, not even playing with my kids, found this amazing drink. You don't even have to say ketones. You don't have to say keto nat. You don't have to say prove it. Just say, I found this amazing drink, or found my happy mommy juice, or found my magical unicorn drink, whatever the heck you want to call it. And wow, ... I'm cleaning the house. I'm doing my dishes. My husband thinks I'm nicer. Oh, and I'm having to go buy new clothes because I've dropped 10 pounds of fat, right? Whatever it is to you. Can't wait to see what happens in the next 10 days. Can't wait to help friends who are close to me experience the same thing. That's a simple Facebook post. So work with your sponsor and say, hey, I'm thinking about texting this. Is this good? They'll help you tweak it. They've probably done a few of these themselves. They probably worked with a few people. They can support you in that. Next one, the third thing. So step number 3 is host an event. And this one's important. I think this is probably the most valuable and it's probably the most overlooked. Either a Keto Life party in person, a Zoom where you're inviting friends to learn more. We can call it a virtual Keto Life party, or you can do both. And here's the reason why. You might say, Nick, I only have 5 friends. I'm like, great, let's invite your 5 friends over to your house and shake up ketones. Nick, my house is small. Awesome. Can at least fit your 3 friends? Like, let's shake up some flavor of ketones and let them experience it. Nick, all of my people live out of state. Great. Let's do it via Zoom and just invite them to learn more about ketones. What you're doing with this is you have an excuse to reach out. You have an excuse to call. You have an excuse to message and say, what are you doing Thursday night? They're like, nothing. Why? Oh my gosh. Are you drinking ketones yet? No. What's that? Hey, we're doing a Zoom on it Thursday night. We're going to go through the details. I've drank it for the last 3 weeks. Prior to drinking this, I don't know if you knew it, but I was tired. I wasn't sleeping well. Now I'm feeling amazing. I think you're going to love this. Can you hop on and learn more? You've just invited them. So by having an event, what it does is it gives you an excuse to reach out to people. It gives you an excuse, whether it's at your house, which is more fun. You're shaking up flavors. They get to try it, or it's via Zoom. I like to schedule the house first, the Zoom second. You're using the Zoom as a fallback for anybody that couldn't make it to your house because they had to go to soccer practice, right? But if you do this, I want you to send a text to your sponsor, whoever you're working with, and say, hey, Nick said I need to schedule a Zoom or schedule a party. If they're not local to you, that your sponsor can Zoom in with you. Tell them when you want to do it. Tell them I'd love to do it this day or this day. Give them some dates and let's get those booked, because this is the easiest, the fastest way to do this at the top here, to hit Go Pro and Go MVP. It's just getting more people in front of this information very, very, very quickly. So that's those 3 steps. Number 1, reach out. Number 2, let's post about it. Number 3, let's schedule that Zoom or that Keto Life party and let's invite people. The last thing is just what we have going on, right? We always have lots of stuff going on as far as Prove It goes. We have flavors that come out. We have the Keto Reboot. We have the challenge. You've probably heard of some of these. What's important is just be plugged into what's going on. Right now, the Reboot's available and the challenge kits are available because we're starting to challenge as a community at September 10th. So that's where my focus is. A lot of times on Fridays or on the weekends, they've dropped some fun flavors. So when those come out, boom, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm excited about. That's what I'm sharing with people, right? So just kind of know that and work with your sponsor and your support team for, hey, like what's going on right now? What's the special? There's always something that's special. The challenge kit is always $99 for new customers. So there's a sale every day. If you have a new customer that wants a deal, have them buy the challenge kit. They're getting it for 99 bucks. They're getting 5 flavors and it's a great way to start. Last thing I want to mention is just, I want you to think about this as a long-term business and a long-term growth opportunity for you to become part of our community, to show up for yourself and to really do this. Okay. This isn't something that you're going to wake up tomorrow and you're going to be rich. Like that's not our goal. If that was the case, it probably wouldn't be legal. However, this is something that if you consistently work at, if you do a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, a little bit the next day, a little bit the next day, and create a vision for a year from now, for 2 years from now, for 3 years from now, you're going to have built a substantial business, right? The challenge is getting past that like instant gratification of a month. Hey, I talked to my 6 friends, only 2 of them bought it. I don't think this is going to work. If you plug into what we're doing, if you plug into our community, you're going to realize that people out there need ketones. We just have to go and find them. When you stick with this and you follow kind of what Sarah talked about, wearing shirts that say never quit, or wearing hats that say drink ketones, or carrying around a crazy shaker bottle, you're going to have conversations, right? And if you get intentional with your social media, if you get intentional with having conversations while you're out, next thing you know, you have somebody new, somebody new, somebody new, somebody new, somebody new. And before you know it, you have this amazing business that has been built over time because you shared the conversation. So Christina and Sarah, thank you so much for being here and supporting. Any final thoughts, Christina and Sarah? Maybe just what's one final tip you'd give somebody who's brand new for getting started and rocking this business? Sarah, you go first.
I would say definitely don't overthink it. I think we're all a little bit scared or nervous when we just get started. What's important is share your story. We have the solution that people are searching for. So just know that, build your faith and build your belief around our product, our company, our industry, and just know that you have what people are looking for. And when you know that, it makes it so easy to share with other people. So even if you get a no, you know it's a no for now, but they're going to watch your journey and they're eventually going to get started because everyone needs what we have. So just don't get overwhelmed, just share it.
Thanks, Sarah. And case in point, Christina, who took 9 months to sign up, what's your tip for somebody that's brand new?
Yeah, I just keep sharing. I think just keep being excited about what you're drinking. Drink it every day so that you continue to experience what you're talking about. And with that excitement, in that nervousness, scared and nervous and excited, where we start and where we often are, I still get scared or nervous and excited at the same time, to count down Mel Robbins' 5-second rule. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Open your mouth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Send the text message. 5, 4, 3, 1, 2, 0. Go live. 5, 4, 3. Whatever it is, just do it. And the more you do it and the more consistent you are in doing it, the easier it will be. And the more you'll do it, the even more you'll do it.
I love that. I love that. I mean, just think about it. I don't know if your life has changed because somebody shared this with you. I know mine has. 6 years ago, I was a full-time pilot that was working like crazy. Chrissy was working 50 hours a week at her full-time job, and we had a kid on the way, right? And we didn't need the product maybe from we weren't in dire straits from a health standpoint, but we were in this loop. If my friend hadn't called me and said, Nick, you got to check this out. It's amazing. It's going to change the world. His energy and passion was what got through to me. If he didn't do that, we wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't be on this Zoom. And as a result, the ripple effect of what we have wouldn't have gone out. So I think about it every day of, hey, I have the opportunity to introduce this to somebody today, tomorrow, the next day. And if I hold back and don't do it because I'm afraid of what they're going to think, well, I'm missing the opportunity for them to experience this and possibly change their health and change their life. So thanks for being on, everybody. I know we went a little bit long. Hopefully you got a ton of value out of this. And my biggest encouragement from here is let's go take action, utilize the community, have fun in the process, and just know that you're part of something super powerful and super magical that will help you create whatever it is that you want to create through this business. So thanks for being here. Welcome for all of you who are brand new, and excited to connect with you more as we go. So we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.